just chatting to him. He's just chatting to him on the bench.
I wonder if I'll get away with it. I wonder if I'll get away with it.
No. You man, I'm deep in it. He was going to bring on Salah, yeah?
Look how much space is on the right-hand side, you man. What is this? Oh, my. This is a bunch of BS.
They're trying to get him sacked.
I'm done, bruv. I've got kids, bruv. It's a Friday. Why am I doing this? I'm done. Bye, man.
I listen. Nah, it's a wrap. Put the fries in the bag. Put the fries in the bag. By the way, just let you know.
Brother, oh my goodness. Oh my, no, man. He's looking right across the line. Dimwit, bro. Oh my God. Right there.
Cal's crushing up.
Bobby, put someone right. Oh my God. For the life of me, for the life of me.
No. Man fully crashed out. Hey, man, he was at home just watching the game. Man forgot he was definitely on coffee.
For the life of me, you man.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another stream, ladies and gentlemen. Big up to every single one of you. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel if you're yet to do so. Big up to every single one of you. Absolute legends. The link to my Instagram is in the pinned comment. Go follow me on Instagram as well at DonHussam6 and use code MHF for your next purchase on OK jersey for 8% off. You know, instead of you paying £200 for next season's kits, you can get them on the site for £15 and use the discount code for even more discount. So big up to all of you guys. Please like the video. Please subscribe. Help us out in this transfer window. We need you guys' help. So please like, subscribe, keep getting stuck in the chat. Keep letting me know your opinions. Keep getting involved. I appreciate you all. I love you all. Thank you guys so much for being here. And today we actually have a lot of transfers to talk about. Today we have a lot to talk about. Today we have so much to unpack. We have so much to discuss. We're going to be talking about Elliot Anderson. We're going to talk about Lacroix. We're going to be talking about, you know, obviously Barcola, Julian Alvarez, and all the transfer stories. Let me actually start off by speaking about, first of all, Lacroix. I want to start with the Chelsea topic for once, you know, because I rarely do that. So let me just start with the Chelsea topic. Look, obviously they've been linked to a move to Lacroix. They've been linked to a move to Lacroix. They've been linked to signing the player. They've been linked to, you know, getting the player to Chelsea. I think this is a sign of good stuff for Chelsea. We have to give credit where credit is due. We can't just keep saying the same stuff over and over again. Chelsea Football Club, their problem is that, you know, obviously they've spent the last 4 or 5 years under the blue co-ownership kind of making wrong decisions and, you know, signing youngster after youngster after youngster. And, you know, not signing players that will take their team to the next level, not signing players that will help take their team levels above, you know, what is expected and what is required. And that's been one of the biggest problem for them. You know, they've been they're at a stage where they need to start upgrading the level of player that they sign. They need to start upgrading, you know, the level of player that they are signing. And this is more what the doctor ordered. This right here is exactly what the doctor ordered. They need more players like this. They need more players of age. They need more players who have experience. They need more players who, you know, who can take Chelsea experience-wise to the next level. You know, so that's the thing. I think Chelsea need to do more of these transfers. I think Chelsea need to do more of the transfers where they upgrade their team, they upgrade their squad, they take things to the next level. This is one of the key things, you know, when it comes to Chelsea, that I think has been missed a little bit. You know, people think that we just mock Chelsea all the time. Look at Charlie. Big up Charlie. People think that we just mock Chelsea all the time, but we're not mocking Chelsea. We're not like, you know, just laughing at Chelsea for no reason. It's due to the results on the pitch. It's due to the stuff that they've been doing on the pitch. Since the Blue co-ownership have been taken over, Charlie, who's on the chat, has been to a couple of Chelsea protests for this reason right here. You know, you've got to start building yourself up to be a serious institution again. You've got to start building yourself up to be a team that is serious. You have to build yourself up to become that team. And Chelsea have to take advantage. You have to take advantage of the situation. The situation is a club that needs to sign obviously experienced players, a club that needs to upgrade their levels, a club that needs to, you know, have experience in the team. You know, obviously Lacroix is 26, so he's going to be the grandpa of the group. You know, he has to be the grandpa of the group. And Xabi Alonso is a massive signing for Chelsea. Absolutely massive signing for Chelsea. You know, absolutely incredible signing, absolutely massive signing. And I think that's the best signing of the summer for them. We thought that when Chelsea sacked Enzo Maresca and then sacked Liam Rossinier after, that their levels are going to decrease, that their levels are going to go down and down and down and down and down and down. But they ended up signing Xabi Alonso. So for me, that signing is a sign that they will upgrade stuff and that they will take stuff to the next level. Now, the first signing that they made is Palestra from Atalanta. So you're kind of sad they're going like, and I know Chelsea fans directly are like, yeah, but Xabi Alonso wanted Palestra, but that's not the point. If you're going to sell Gusto and you're going to get Palestra in, you haven't really done much. You know, you've kind of replaced like for like. You've kind of like replaced, you know, similar level players with each other. You know, Gusto's not that much better than Palestra. Palestra better than Gusto. It's similar level players, you know, like same type of player, same level of player. That's the thing, you know. So you haven't really upgraded on anything. You haven't really taken your team to that next level. You haven't really done anything that we can sit here and go like, wow, Chelsea have done this now, and everyone should be intimidated and everyone should be scared. No one says that, you know. So now things are different. Now, when you sign someone like Lacroix or Lacroix or however it's pronounced, when you sign someone like that, that's a brilliant center back. That's a center back with Premier League experience. That's a center back that doesn't need to learn the league. That's a center back that doesn't need to learn the you know, the culture of the Prem or anything like this. He's ready. He's already ready to come in and make a positive impact on Chelsea. And I think Chelsea need to make more of these levels of signings. Chelsea need to make more of these type of player signings, you know. They need to sign the Lacroix of the world. They need to sign players like this. They need to sign They need to sign players like this. They need to sign players of this level, and I think this will help them. And I think this will help them increase the level of their team. So that's the thing for me. So yeah, I think this is something that you know, people need to keep in mind in terms of the upgrade on their team and the upgrade on their squad. They need to take it to the next level. So yeah, it's very important. It's very important for Chelsea to do better. And I think you cannot do better with just signing youngsters and kids and shit like this. So this is a player that can help take you to the next level. Now, Chelsea have also been linked to moves to like the likes of Wharton and players like this. And if they do continue to make signings like this, like Wharton and like Lacroix and players like this, Then they're going down the Manchester United approach, which is the good approach. As much as Manchester United are rivals and we can't stand them and we hate them, it is the correct approach to have. It's the good approach to have. It's the approach that, you know, obviously will help take them to the next level. So I think it's important for Chelsea to make these signings. Obviously, they need a forward line player as well. You look at the likes of Garnacho, you look at the likes of Gittins, you know, you look at the likes of Delap, and they aren't really doing anything to improve Chelsea. You know, so they need players who can take Chelsea to the next level. They need players who can upgrade the levels of Chelsea. They need players who can elevate their football club with Premier League experience. It's very important to sign Premier League experienced players, because here's the problem now with Chelsea. Cucurella has left to Real Madrid. So when I did the streams with Judge Mo, and he's like, yeah, but there, you know, you act like you're so much better than Chelsea, but there isn't that much of a difference between Cucurella and Kirkas. Yeah, guess what? Cucurella's gone, buddy. Cucurella's gone. Your Premier League experienced left back is leaving your football club. So let's establish that right there. Your Premier League experienced left back is leaving Chelsea Football Club. Left has to more, or forget leaving. He's left already. So he's left Chelsea Football Club. The one after that is Enzo Fernandez. As you guys can see, and Enzo Fernandez is now a player also that has been linked to the Real Madrid move. He's also another player that's linked to leaving Real Madrid. Now, whether you rate Enzo Fernandez or not, I probably rate him higher than many Chelsea fans do. Fair enough. But I rate him higher than a lot of Chelsea fans do. That's another Premier League experienced player now, because he's been at Chelsea for the last 3 or 4 years, that is leaving your football club. So you have to elevate. You have to bring in Premier League proven players. You have to bring in experienced players. Your objectives throughout the transfer window cannot just be kids, sell to buy, kids, sell to buy. So I think you have to upgrade your team, you have to upgrade your squad, and you have to take your team to the next level. And you can't do that just by signing these kids, man. Even with Adam Morton, like, Adam Morton is a young player on paper, but at least with Adam Morton, he's a player that you know is used to the Premier League, which is something that obviously will help improve you. Now, the other thing as well people need to keep in mind is, man said Hato's the new toy. The other thing people need to keep in mind is obviously what are Chelsea's goals and aspirations for this season? I do think some Chelsea fans maybe, to be fair, just like I said this about Man United, I do feel like some Chelsea fans are placing unrealistic expectations on Xabi Alonso to challenge and to win the league and to win this and to win that. I think Chelsea need to provide stability now. Chelsea need to have a stable Champions League foundation to be able to build and to be able to improve the team and to be able to improve the squad. That's the thing. You can't put yourself in a position where, you know, there's just such a lack of stability at your football club. And speaking of stability, big up to all of you guys. Guys, can we get to 100 likes? Find some shame. Every single one of you, please close the live chat. Hit the like button. And don't forget to go follow me on Instagram. The link is in the pinned comment. So let's get the likes up. You know, there might even be a giveaway on this stream. You never know. So please hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're ready to do so. Every single one of you, please like, subscribe now. And yeah, please, all of you, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you are yet to do so. So, let's talk Man City. Elliot Anderson, boys. Elliot Anderson, 116 million. So big up Abdi Has, who said this yesterday, you know. The selling side of the news is saying it's 130. The buying side of the news is saying it's 116. Guys, City have just nuked the transfer window. City have just nuked the transfer window. They fully just like nuked the transfer window. Let me see if I can get the tweet up. Let me see if I can get the tweet up from Fabrizio. Brother. 130 million, bro. Listen, some people say 130 million. You know, some people say 116. You know, it is what it is. Here you go. I found it. Brother, these guys, man. Here you go. Breaking. Elliot Anderson to Manchester City. Here we go. Deal in place for fee worth 116 million pounds. Sources confirm agreement now done after talks at final stages reported last week. Anderson asks for us today to go and leave the club medical in the USA. Guys, 116 million pounds. 116 million pounds for Elliot Anderson. This transfer window is officially now nuked. Because I put myself in Newcastle's place, right? Guys, let's get the likes up, please. I need you guys' help during the transfer window. Please like the video so more and more people can get the stream. The transfer window is officially nuked now. What does this mean? I'll tell you what this means. If I'm Newcastle and a club call me wanting to buy Tonali, how much will I ask for? This is a question I ask all of you guys in the chat. You guys know on the transfer shows like this, I'm very interactive. I like to ask you guys questions. I like to get answers, all that stuff. Chat, if you're Newcastle and you get a call tomorrow from Man United or from Spurs for Tonali, how much are you going to ask for Sandro Tonali? How much are you going to ask, honestly? You're the Newcastle sporting director. You're the sporting director at Newcastle. You get a call today. Hello, we're Manchester United. Hello, we're Spurs. Hello, we're Chelsea, whoever. And we want Sandro Tonali. How much should you ask for Sandro Tonali? On a real, I'm asking real questions because I want you guys to think. Look at this. 125, 145, 120, 150, 120, 120 minimum, 155. So now I will ask you about the same player, but in a different way. Had this Elliot Anderson transfer not happened, how much would you ask for Tonali? Had the Elliot Anderson transfer not happened, how much would you ask for Tonali? Tell me. Tell me. Had the Elliot Anderson transfer not happened, what's your price tag for Tonali? Look at this. 80, 85, 70. And that's the exact meaning of nuked the transfer window. That's the exact meaning of nuke the transfer window. Now, of course, City fans, because it's become, you know, talking about transfers nowadays has become like, to an extent, like a little bit jarring. You know, it's become where you take a step back and you go like, okay, every time I mention someone else's football club, their response is what my club did. Okay, guys, just so we're clear. Liverpool paid 120 for Isak, yes. Liverpool paid 116 for Wirtz. طب حبيبي, you spent the whole season calling them flops. Also, what does the Isak and the Wirtz, big up my guy Sal in the chat, what does Isak and Wirtz signing have to do with Elliot Anderson being bought for 116 million? What does it change? Okay, guys, Elliot Anderson is 116 million, and at the time, Florian Wirtz was looked at as the Kevin De Bruyne replacement. Florian Wirtz was looked at as the player that is going to take the mantle on from KDB. You keep mentioning the other transfers that the other club does, and what? How does this change the Anderson transfer? So let's assume Wirtz was 70 million. Does that change the Anderson transfer? Let's assume Wirtz was 200 million. Does that change the Anderson transfer? Changes nothing. Because it's your own football club trying to buy a player. Now, I'm not going to exaggerate. I'm not going to say anything crazy. I think Elliot Anderson is a decent player. I think he's decent. I think he is a master of nothing on the football pitch. I think he does nothing at an elite level. I just think he's good at certain things, you know, maybe very good at certain things. But he's nothing special. For me, to pay like that much money for a player He needs to be a difference maker. He needs to be a player that is someone who is a goal scorer. He needs to be a player that is someone that gets GA. He needs to be someone that, you know, is such an elevated level player. Like when you're talking about 115 million, you know, that is like most fouls drawn in the Premier League. Oh my God. Most fouls drawn in the Premier League. Most fouls drawn in the Premier League. Great. This is definitely worth 116 million. Drawing fouls. Drawing fouls is worth 160. Everyone clap for him in the chat, please. I want clapping emojis in this whole chat from start to finish, guys. 116 million to draw fouls. To draw fouls. You know, so everyone please clap for him. He draws the most fouls in the Premier League. He draws the most fouls. Keep that in mind, guys. This is very important stat. This is very important stat. He draws the most fouls in the Premier League. What does this even? What does that even? What is this? How are we at an all-time low in football conversation like this? How? I say he's elite at nothing, and I mean, you know, a player's attributes: passing, shooting, creating, tackling, ball carrying. You know, tell me something that you're elite at. And your response is he's elite at drawing fouls. How much does Charlie Adam go for in this market? I'm not even going to exaggerate. Blackpool Charlie Adam probably goes for 70 million right now. Blackpool Charlie Adam probably goes for 70 million right now. I'm not even exaggerating. That's how crazy it is. Charlie Adam at Blackpool is better than Elliot Anderson at Nottingham Forest. That's my honest opinion. And I asked a question yesterday and people were like, oh, you're hating. I'm not hating. I'm asking a legitimate question. What's the difference between Elliot Anderson at Nottingham Forest and Conor Gallagher at Crystal Palace? What's the difference? Is there this huge difference? Is there this massive difference? Conor Gallagher was looked at as a team of the season player at Crystal Palace. We did so many team of the season videos where people said Gallagher deserves to be in team of the season. Elliot Anderson going for 115 million. 115 million is crazy money. 116, sorry. You know, that's the extra charge right there. 160 million is crazy money. Crazy. For a player that does nothing at a special level. For me personally, Elliot Anderson is a less technical version of Declan Rice. I think they are so similar. And we watched him for England. Like I said that even when we were watching the England game. Him and Declan Rice can't be in the same pivot because they're similar players. They're such similar players. But he's not even as technical as Declan Rice. He's legitimately not even as technical as Declan Rice. Why didn't you read out my super chat properly? Because of your name. Because of your name. You have a crazy name, bro. Of course I'm not going to rate it out. Of course I'm not going to rate it out. Of course I'm not going to read it out. So, yeah, thanks for the super chat, though. And your profile picture is actually a white bunny. That's crazy. Guys, let's get to 100 likes, please. I need you guys' help for the algorithms. Please close the live chat and hit the like button right now. Every single one of you, please like and subscribe. I got a message, I think, from a City fan or a United fan after the England-Ghana game. And I promise you that I should have screenshotted it. But the guy messaged me. He's like, Elliot Anderson, you were cooking, Hussam. You were cooking, Hussam. Elliot Anderson is not worth this much money. And I'm like, I've been saying this. You know, when we paid 115 million for Florian Wirtz, he was an elite playmaker. He was elite in the final third of the pitch, Florian Wirtz, that is. 20 GA, Bundesliga Player of the Year. So there was a reason to pay that much money. Isak was the highest scoring striker in the league the year before that. Isak was the highest scoring player in the league the year before that. the striker, of course, because Salah got so many goals. So there was a reason for that. There was a reason for the money. When you look at a player like Elliot Anderson, for me, like the problem is the whole transfer window now has been like almost ruined because everyone's measuring stick is gonna be Elliot Anderson, Elliot Anderson, Elliot Anderson. Like I look at the likes of like a Joao Gomez. I look at the I look at the likes of Joao Gomez from Wolves. Are they that much different than Joao Gomez? Is he that much different from Joao Gomez? These are the questions that we have to ask. We have to ask the hard-hitting questions. The funny part is, and this for me is where I always keep the consistent energy. Everyone here knows I hate Chelsea. I just praise Chelsea if they sign Adam Wharton. I just complimented Chelsea for signing Adam Wharton if they do it. Elliot Anderson was linked to Liverpool, I think, 7 months ago. And I said I don't want him. Because the guy does nothing special. I don't think he does anything at a special level. I don't think Elliot Anderson is a top 20 Premier League, like top 15 Premier League midfielder, barely. You know, in terms of attributes, in terms of skill set, in terms of levels. In terms of level. You know? That's the thing. Anderson is homegrown. Okay, Adam Wharton is homegrown. How many players are homegrown? So many players are. Also, when you talk about homegrown and not homegrown, Bernardo Silva left your football club. So you have a non-homegrown spot anyway. So that's not an excuse. That's not an excuse, bro. That's not an excuse. That's not an excuse. At all. That's not an excuse at all. Anderson is the same level as Lewis Smiley. Well, I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go Lewis Smiley. Here's the Premier League midfielders I think are better than Elliot Anderson in terms of ability. This season in the Premier League. At Arsenal, Rice, Zubimendi. I'd take Lewis Skelly ahead of him. Rodri, Bernardo Silva, McAllister, Soboslai. In terms of ability. Bruno Fernandes, Kobe Mainu, Casemiro. I'll probably say Sandro Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes. I'll probably take... if there's someone I've forgotten, please remind me. But like, who else? Chelsea, Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez I think is better. Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo is better. I think these players are better as well. You know, so this is the thing for me in terms of ability. I don't rate Adam Wharton has better ability. You know, I'm just talking about purely ability there. So the player's ability is just not there for me. Technically, he's not a level, like he's not a high level player. You know, but you pay that much money for Elliot Anderson. For me, it's crazy. It's literally crazy. He is pace and power. Elliot Anderson is pace and power. Elliot Anderson is the type of player to just, you know, kind of run with the ball, tackle, you know, just an athletic presence. That's it. So on paper, he will work, you know, with Rodri and stuff like this. But if he's the only one in the midfield, then he won't work. But with Rodri, of course, he will work with Rodri because, you know, obviously, Elliot Anderson is a lacking passer. So when you have someone like, you know, Rodri next to him, it's different in my opinion. So, yeah, that's the thing. But that's the thing. So, yeah, he's a bad version of Rice, though. Rice is more technical. Rice is elite defensively and elite at set-piece deliveries. And I think Declan Rice is a very good ball carrier as well. That's the thing. For me, with Elliot Anderson, I just don't think he's anything special. He's just an athletic player. So, yeah, I don't think it. Yeah, but this is your problem. This is your problem, right? you act like I'm the crazy guy, but you're claiming that Elliot Anderson is technical while claiming that Rice is not technical. So who's the crazy one? Who's the crazy one? The reason why Elliot Anderson, you know, when it comes to stats, let's analyze the reason for the stats. Let's analyze the reason for the stats. Let's speak about the stats and why these stats are where they're at right now. Why does Elliot Anderson have a lot of progressive passes? Because Nottingham Forest plays defensive football. Therefore, when Elliot Anderson gets the ball, there's no place to pass it but forward. So obviously, he's going to lead in terms of progressive passing. Ask yourself the questions about the stats instead of just barking stats. And this is the problem now with these conversations nowadays. It's the same, by the way, this happens in the Liverpool fan base as well. So you're not alone. As soon as your club is linked to a player, everyone wants to protect him from the said fan base. I'll give you an example. Minte. Liverpool are linked to Minte. I promise you, if we sign Minte, I will be the first to laugh at us. I'll be first to call us out. I'll be first to cuss us. Just because your club signs someone does not mean that you've got to just kiss your club's ass and agree with every decision you make. Elliot Anderson for 160 million is too much. When you pay 116 million for a player of a certain ilk, it makes sense. 116 million is money that you should pay someone who gets you 20 GA, someone who's elite at something, someone who's elite at something on the football pitch. And yeah, Elliot Anderson is not elite at anything. He's not. Elliot Anderson is not even a jack of all trades and a master of none. He's a 7 of all trades and a master of none. He's a 6 of all trades and a master of none. He's a poor shooter. He's a good passer. He's good at ball carrying. He has good athleticism, but it's nothing special. If all of us right now, and I'm actually going to ask a legitimate question for everyone in the chat right now, regardless who you support. If we all watched, and this is a legit question, if we all sat there and we watched Ligue A, if we all sat there and watched Ligue A, for one match day, we watched all 20 French teams. How many Elliot Andersons do you think we can find in the French league? Legit. How many? For 1/10 of the price. How many Elliot Andersons can you find in the French league who are athletic? How many? And how much are they going to cost? 10 million? You can find anywhere between 10 to 20 Elliot Andersons in the French league who pass the ball forward and are athletic. That's the thing. That's the thing. So I'm asking the real questions and you're just following your club PR. Like this guy right here, German Chicken Wing. You talking shit again? Anderson will have a better Premier League career than Florian Wirtz. How about that? Okay. German Chicken Wing is the same guy that spent the whole season calling Wirtz a flop. So why are you measuring your player against a flop? Tell me. Explain it to me. Explain it to me. So if I, Hussam, think that Werner is a flop at Chelsea, why should I measure anyone against Timo Werner? You've spent the whole season calling Florian Wirtz a flop. So why are you bringing him up as an example to begin with? Why? You've spent the whole season in my chat calling Wirtz a flop. Asking Judge Mo, why aren't more people talking about Wirtz? Why isn't more people speaking about Wirtz? If Wirtz was at this club, he would get cooked. If Wirtz was at that club, he would get cooked. And now your notion is he is going to do better than Florian Wirtz. Okay, but you've spent the whole season calling him a flop. Congratulations. He's going to do better than a flop in your eyes. Do you want a cookie? The problem is midfield has been their problem for 2 years and the whole league knows it. They literally need him. Forest knows it and they're in him. But that's why Crayon Dave, big up to you for the super chat, but that's why Crayon Dave, I asked the question about the French league. We are not football scouts. We are not football, data men or whatever it is. If we sat there and we watched the French league for a whole match day, we could find probably 10 to 20 Elliot Andersons who cost 10 million. I'm saying, tell me what you do special. Moises Caicedo, I think, is an overrated player. However, I acknowledge that Moises Caicedo is elite defensively. Moises Caicedo is an elite defensive player. As a DM, he's elite. I acknowledge this, even as a Liverpool fan, even though he rejected us. He's an elite defensive player. Elite defensive player. Gravenberg, I don't rate him, but he's very good defensively, and he's a very good ball carrier. When we're talking about elite levels, you have to have something at an elite level. The problem is with the Elliot Anderson profile, Crayon Dave, is you can find so many Elliot Andersons worldwide. What is Elliot Anderson? An athletic player who gives the ball to the better players on the football pitch. How many players I can find like this on the planet? Many. Many. That's why when I say he's nothing special, I'm not exaggerating. He is nothing special. He is nothing special. So, yeah. Respectfully, as a Liverpool fan, you have brain rot. I appreciate that. Thank you for giving £2 to someone with brain rot. That shows who's the real one with brain rot. Anyway, big up to all of you guys. Make sure you guys are liking. Make sure you guys are subscribing. I want to move on, talk about Arsenal, and then we're going to move on, talk about Liverpool as well. So big up to all of you guys. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel if you're yet to do so. Every single one of you guys, please like and subscribe. Now, I appreciate you all. I love you all. You know, please continue to support the channel. And don't forget to go follow me on Instagram. The link is in the pinned comment. If we get to a certain Instagram follower count, I might do a giveaway as well. So go follow me on the Instagram. You know, we are 30 followers away from 3.9K. If we get there, we're going to do a giveaway. So close the live chat, hit the like button, all that good stuff. Now, Arsenal. Julian Alvarez, Bradley Barcola, Zolas, Morgan Rogers. You're calling my bullshit out but I'm calling back out your bullshit. Your logic is Florian Wirtz is a flop. So why are you using a flop as a measuring stick? Has German Wings spent the whole season calling Wirtz a flop? Yes. Therefore, you can't use a flop as a measuring stick for your argument. What's your initial super chat? This is your initial super chat. Anderson will have a better Premier League career than Florian Wirtz. Okay, but you said that Wirtz is a flop. So why is your measuring stick a flop? You already said he's a flop, right? So why is your measuring stick he's going to be better than a player you think is a flop? So what's the point then? I think Isak will have a better career than Timo Werner at Chelsea. Great. Everyone thinks Werner is a flop at Chelsea anyway. So what's the point? And yes, I was gassed when we signed Wirtz because Wirtz was an elite playmaker at Leverkusen. 20 GA back-to-back seasons, Bundesliga Player of the Year. So my logic is consistent. There was a reason to pay 116 for Wirtz. There is a reason. Actually, we paid 100. I'm including add-ons. I shouldn't because he didn't activate any of the add-ons because he wasn't good enough this season. But there was a reason to pay 100 million for Florian Wirtz. And Bayern Munich wanted them. And you wanted them. So we paid that 100 million. At the time, I was correct. How he plays in hindsight does not change my argument of at the time. Anyway, back to the Arsenal topic. Guys, I think Arsenal, and I stick by this, like I said, make sure you guys are liking and subscribing and following me on Instagram, please. Link is in the pinned comment. I think Arsenal have the easiest chance at a back-to-back I've seen in the Premier League in a long time. All the other clubs are not stable enough. All the other clubs don't have that stable foundation that Arsenal have. And on top of this, it's so obvious what Arsenal need upgrading and improving. Arsenal need to improve their forward line. Full stop. That's it. It's very simple with Arsenal. I think Arsenal could make one mistake that can cost them next season. Just one mistake that could cost them next season. And that mistake for me is changing too many things. I think Arsenal could fall into the trap of changing way too many things at their football club. Now, if I'm Andrea Berta, I will go buy 3 forwards, shut up shop, and not change any other thing. I wouldn't change any other thing. I think Arsenal's problem this summer could simply be that they change too much, that they make too many changes, that they change too many things. That's the biggest problem Arsenal could do. But outside that, it's so obvious what Arsenal lead. I read in the news, I think 2 weeks ago, that Arsenal are looking at selling both Trossard and Martinelli. I think that that's a fantastic decision. It's so obvious that they need to upgrade on these players. It's so obvious that they need to upgrade on the players that have let them down this season. You know, you watch, you know, the Martinellis and the Trossards. Bro, the Champions League final. The Champions League final. Martinelli comes on and there are 2 Arsenal players running through and he passes it to the PSG player. Martinelli is not good enough. Trossard is a good player off the bench, in my opinion, but he's nothing special. And he goes on really long droughts without being effective. I think this season, Leandro Trossard went on a drought of like 20 games without getting a goal or something like this. So he went on a really long drought of not being effective at all. And this is one of the problems. I think Arsenal need to upgrade their forward line. Now, Arsenal have also been linked to selling Martin Odegaard. They are going to sell Martin Odegaard / they are open to selling Martin Odegaard. So I'm going to ask you guys the questions. The real hard-hitting questions to everyone in the chat. Put 1 in the chat if you were in Andrea Berta's place, if you would sell Odegaard. And put 2 in the chat if you won't sell Odegaard. And you can't ask me any questions. Don't ask me who will I sign, who will I get. It doesn't matter. Put 1 in the chat if you would sell Odegaard. Put 2 in the chat if you wouldn't sell Odegaard. That's the thing. Who here would sell him and who wouldn't? To all the ones that put the number 1 in the chat, let me try to convince you with something. Let me try to convince you with something. I think personally, I think Arsenal should sign Morgan Rogers, Zolis, and a forward line player like a Barcola. That's what I would do. Now, in my opinion, Arsenal could fall into the trap of changing way too many things. Arsenal right now are the stable club. They're stable. Arsenal Football Club are stable. Liverpool, Iraola, question marks. Michael Carrick, question marks. Manchester United players handling 2 games a week, question marks. Chelsea, Blue co-ownership, question marks. Their players, question marks. Spurs, we don't even need to talk. Arsenal are a stable environment right now. They're the only football club who don't have to change the manager, who doesn't have to, you know, get a new process, who are stable. They are a stable institution. Could Arsenal fall into the trap of changing too much? I think so. Like I see people going like, sell Ben White, sell Odegaard, sell Zubimendi, sell this, sell that. I think in terms of midfield, I think Arsenal's double pivot next season is going to be Lewis Skelly and Declan Rice. That's what I think. I think it will be Declan Rice and Lewis Skelly. I legitimately believe so. I think it's going to be Rice and Skelly as the double pivot next season. So that's the thing. I think it's gonna be double pivot for next season. You know, I can legitimately make you regret this comment. I can really make you regret this comment because we're here having a football conversation and you're just being a moron. Stop being a follower. Stop being a follower. Create your own opinion. Stop being a sheep that needs a shepherd. Because people online have convinced you that anyone who speaks positively about Arsenal is an arslicker and a twerker and a glazer, you just simply regurgitate that opinion. So I'm going to ask you a question, Mr. Blow Mofat. Who's favorites to win the league next season? Who's favorites to win the league next season, given the circumstances? In case you're unaware, you don't have Pep Guardiola anymore. In case you're unaware, Chelsea haven't won a league title since 2017. In case you're unaware, Manchester United haven't won a league title since 2013. In case you're unaware. I'm legitimately just stating the obvious. I'm not even having this like genius take or anything. It's so obvious that Arsenal are the favorites for next season. There you are. See? There you are. See? He think United are favorites to win the league, but I'm the arse licker. If you think United are favorites to win the league, you lick things worse than arses, just so you know. Man said United. You cannot help someone like this. Some people are unhelpable. And now, for the rest of the summer, I'll just ignore anything he says. Anyway, now back to Arsenal. So Arsenal are the most stable environment. Arsenal are the most stable environment for winning right now. And it's obvious that needs to change. They need a forward line upgrade because their forward line was dreadful this season. I think that this is one of the problems that they had in terms of their team. They need to upgrade on their forward line, in my opinion. So they are doing that right now. Now, the Julian Alvarez stuff. Look, I can see a world in which Atletico Madrid sell to Arsenal just because they don't want to sell to Barcelona or Real Madrid, because there are reported deals that, you know, obviously they're selling to Real Madrid, that they're selling to Barcelona. Barcelona are interested, Real Madrid are interested, etc. There's people saying that, right? So because people are saying that, I can see a world in which Atletico Madrid go like, listen, we're going to sell him to a football club outside the league. If he is insistent on leaving, we will sell him to a football club outside the Premier League. We will sell him to a football club not in the Premier League. So that's the thing for me. And, you know, people are so certain that Alvarez won't join Arsenal, but those are the same people that were certain that Isak won't join Liverpool, and the same people that certain that Wirtz won't join Liverpool, and the same people that certain about this and certain about that. There's nothing certain in a transfer window. Things can change. If Alvarez, you know, if it's reported that, you know, obviously his preference is Barcelona, but he's open to joining Arsenal, then simply, you know, the likes of what's it called? Then simply the likes of Alvarez could just join Arsenal because it's their preference can't be matched. You know, they can't join their preferred team, so they end up joining Arsenal. I could see this happening. This is not impossible. I could legitimately see this happening. There's a possibility that Arsenal Football Club, there's a legitimate possibility that Arsenal Football Club get Julian Alvarez. Is it impossible? No. Is it like a very high possibility? No. So it's a possibility. And if not, look, Zolas, Barcola, Morgan Rogers, I think would be a great transfer window for Arsenal. Once again, we go back to the conversation we had. You can't change too many things as a Premier League winner. You have to keep the stable team and buy one or two players to help elevate your team, and that's it. I think Arsenal could fall for changing too much. So that's the thing. Now, obviously, big up to Michi. He mentions this. Arsenal are also linked to a move to Bruno Guimaraes. I think Bruno Guimaraes is a very good player. You know, I don't think he's also one of those players that, you know, he's like an athletic defensive player for me, Bruno Guimaraes. You know, his technical ability isn't that amazing. But then you would have to rely on Declan Rice as the ball carrier and stuff like this. You know? Like you would have to rely on Declan Rice basically in the 8 if you sign Bruno Guimaraes. You'd have to rely on Declan Rice being the guy that progresses the ball and puts the ball forward and all that good stuff. So that's the thing. So for me, I think Bruno Guimaraes is a player that can definitely, help in terms of like the level he can take Arsenal. He can help in terms of like the midfield upgrade and stuff like this. But Bruno Guimaraes would be a good signing for a different reason: his age. Bruno Guimaraes is a seasoned Premier League professional. He's 27 or 28, I'm unsure. He's 27 or 28. So Bruno Guimaraes knows the Premier League. He knows the league. He doesn't need to get used to the Prem. He doesn't need to get used to the country. He doesn't need to get used to the language. He's a player that has the experience, and he will give you 3 years at a very good level. Bruno G will give you 3 years at a very good level. That's my thing. I think Bruno Guimaraes will give you 3 years at a very good level. 3 years. 3 years at a very good level, and it will help elevate your team. It will help elevate your squad overall, And now you look at their forward line. If I'm Arsenal, I'm calling PSG and paying 100 for Bradley Barcola. I would go pay money for Bradley Barcola 100%. 100% I'd pay the money for Bradley Barcola because I think he's worth it. I legitimately believe that Bradley Barcola is worth it. Bradley Barcola is worth the money. Speaking of, Elliot Anderson and stuff, looking at the prices in this transfer window, 100 million for Bradley Barcola, 100 million pounds, that is, for Bradley Barcola, that's good money. That's really good money. Apparently, they want 130 million euros, which I think is 105 million pounds. Bro, current market, that's a good deal. Current market, current circumstances, that's a good deal. That's a good deal. For the ones that have been subscribed to my channel for a long time, they know that I've liked Bradley Barcola since he was at Lyon. From when he was at Lyon, I wanted Liverpool to sign Bradley Barcola. So I'm a massive fan of Bradley Barcola. Massive fan. I think he's a very good player. Obviously, his finishing can be inconsistent, but as a player, I think he's a very good player. He can help take Arsenal's forward line specifically, to the next level. Because respectfully, who have you got, bro? Who? Martinelli and Trossard? Come on now. So it just doesn't help your situation. The fact that you have a player like this doesn't help your situation. You definitely need to improve. So I wanted Bradley Barcola from when he was at Lyon. I like Bradley Barcola. I take him at Liverpool now. And we'll come to Liverpool in a bit. I take him at Liverpool now. I think he's a very good player. I think he's a fantastic player. I think he can help elevate your team. He can help elevate your squad. But for me, I think Arsenal now need to make smart decisions to guarantee that they win the league next season. Now, of course, you can't guarantee everything. When I'm saying guarantee, you guys know what I mean. I mean, give yourself a best chance at winning the league. Because there's question marks over the other 5 football clubs, whether it be with their managers, whether it be with their players, whether it be with their transfers, whether it be they are in transition, whether it be whatever it is. Can they do 2 games a week, etc.? There is question marks. If I'm Arsenal, I'm taking advantage of the fact that everyone else has question marks on them. And I am going to try to elevate my forward line. And I'm going to try to take my forward line to the next level. That's the thing. That's the thing.
Cool. But I'm not dating. Okay? We're not dating.
So, yeah. The other thing, and this is like kind of part of this conversation as well when it comes to Arsenal. Morgan Rogers. Obviously, Hand of Arsenal has spoken about this multiple times. And, the others in the Arsenal space, if you would like, I've spoken about this multiple times. Morgan Rogers. Bro, Arsenal are intelligent right now in this transfer window. For me, I'm just watching to see if Arsenal decide to sell too many players. Morgan Rogers. Morgan Rogers can play 10 can play left wing. Also, Morgan Rogers has something that Arsenal lacks. Morgan Rogers is a moments player. And I think Arsenal need a moments player. I think Arsenal needs a moments player. Their problem is they don't have a moments player. They need to have a moments player. They need to have a player that can create moments out of nothing. I think Morgan Rogers comes into that fold. I think he's a player that at any given time can get the ball, say F you all, pop, bang, goal. I think he's a very good goal scorer. I think he's good. He's a good passer. I wouldn't say he's elite. He's very good at ball carrying as well. He's a good ball carrier and he's technical as well. I think Morgan Rogers is one of them signings that will legitimately help upgrade Arsenal to the next level. It will legit help upgrade Arsenal to the next level. So that's my thing. I think Arsenal so far so good. I'm just waiting to see if they sell too many players or if they make too many changes. Now, speaking of, now onto my own football club, Liverpool Football Club. Big up to all of you guys. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe. I always like to end these transfer shows speaking about my own club, so I can get all the other clubs out the way, and then I can end by speaking about my club. So big up to all of you guys, man. Please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Every single one of you, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel if you're ready. Let's go. So yes. So yes. Moving on to Liverpool, ladies and gentlemen. I've already spoken about Chelsea. I'm proud of you, Lewis. I'm proud of you, Lewis. I'm proud of you, Lewis. Proud of you. Proud. I'm proud. I'm proud. You've signed a grandpa. He's 26. He's 26, Habibi. Now, topic. Back to the topic. Liverpool. Guys, we are in little bit trouble. I think the biggest transfer we made is obviously sacking Arne Slot. A huge transfer. Huge transfer. You followed me on Insta. Let me look who followed me on Insta so I can give them a shout out. Let me look. Shout out to Wayne Morrow. Shout out to Wayne Morrow for the follow on Insta. Big up. I'm assuming for you. Big up to Wayne for the follow. The link is in the pinned comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well, guys. Let's try to get to 200 likes. It's not much. Let's just get to 200 likes. Now, topic. It's a little bit worrying. You know, I think we need to get the ball rolling here. Diomande is obviously the main target for Liverpool right now. And he's cooking at this World Cup. And the longer he cooks at the World Cup, the worse it is for us. He was very good in the first game, very good in the third game, and he was okay in the second game against Germany. The more he cooks at the World Cup, the worse this is for us. We need to get the ball rolling. We need a right winger. We need a backup striker. And we need a midfielder. And we need a center back. And we need a right back. There's so many things that we need. You know, I don't think it's fair to go into next season with just Jacquet, Leone, and Gomez as the Van Dijk partners and think that it's okay. You know, so that's the thing for me. So, like, we need to start getting these transfers going. We need to start to get these players as Liverpool players because we've just got so much to do. And, you know, I feel like this is the problem, you know, in previous windows. Like, obviously, Liverpool won the league after signing Federico Chiesa. So everyone's just like, oh, yeah, we signed Chiesa and we won the Premier League and all this. But these transfer windows where you sign no one, they catch up to you. Eventually, they catch up to you. Eventually, they catch you up. Eventually, they bite you in the ass, if you would like. Eventually, stuff like this happens. That's the unfortunate reality of the situation. Eventually they catch up to you, and you put yourself in this very vulnerable position. So you need to be able to sign players, and you need to be able to elevate your team. You look at like us right now. We definitely need a center back. We need a right back because of Conor Bradley's injury is worse than first anticipated. Hijack Lacroix. I take Lacroix. I'm just gonna call him Lacroix. I can't be asked saying Lacroix the whole time. I would take Lacroix. And then you've got to look at the midfield area as well. That's another position. My problem is the problem for Liverpool. Our unknown is the selling. Curtis Jones wants to leave Liverpool Football Club. Inter Milan are offering 30. If I'm Liverpool, I wouldn't sell for 30 in your dreams right now. I'd give Curtis Jones the money that he wants, and I'd keep him at the football club. And if he wants to be sold next summer, I'm going to sell him for way more money. Obviously, with the Iraola system, he's going to get a lot of minutes. He's going to get upgraded, and he'll play meaningful minutes for Liverpool this season. McAllister is being linked to a move away. Now, if Enzo Fernandez goes to Real Madrid, that means McAllister won't join Real Madrid, which is probably good for us. Not just from a competitive perspective, because Chelsea lose their best midfielder. I'm talking about like it's good in terms of like McAllister remains at Liverpool. Good. That's the thing. So I think with Alexis McAllister leaving, stuff like this, it would be a shame. It would be a shame. We're speaking about changing too much for Arsenal. I think we will change too much as well this summer. That's another summer where we will probably change too much. Maybe it's another summer where so many things will change for us. I don't think that's healthy for the club. I don't think that's healthy for us. We need to be able to keep like some form of stability at this football club, man. First of all, it's obvious you like Diomande. Stop wasting everyone's time and just pay out the 100 million, or call PSG and get the 100 million for Bradley Barcola. Very simple, yani. Stop wasting everyone's time. Everyone knows we need a winger. Either buy Barcola or buy Diomande and khalas. Stop wasting everyone's time, bro. Stop wasting everyone's time. Stop it. Stop wasting people's time. Because you're just out here wasting everyone's time. You look at the wingers that are in the market. Okay. Most people would take Bradley Barcola. I take him at Liverpool. Okay, great. We agree. Now, you move on to like the other wingers. طب يا أخي, who's the best option after Bradley Barcola? Diomande is the best option. I've seen so many people try to gaslight that Minte is a good signing. Minte would be a dreadful signing. If we sign Minte, I know we're finished. I know we're not serious at all next season if we're going to sign Minte. If we're going to sign Minte, 100% we are not serious. 100% we are not serious if we sign Minte. So that's the thing. We need to elevate this team, and we need to take this team to the next level. And the forward line is the position where we need to upgrade, and we need to improve. We need to improve the forward line. We need to improve the forward area of the pitch. Obviously, with Salah leaving, it's been proposed as well that Cody Gakpo is linked to a move away. Obviously, you watch Alexander Isak yesterday for Sweden, and you can see the qualities there, bro. No one's going to convince me Isak is a bad player. The same people that say Isak are a bad player are the same people that would bring Nunes back. No need to mention any names. Drifty, So that's the thing for me. Like, I think we're in a position now where we need to upgrade the forward line. We need to bring in improvements for the forward line. We need to elevate this team to the next level. Midfield is very interesting for me. I see so many people proposing like athletic players, proposing players that are runners and stuff like this. Bro, we have Soboslai at home. You know, we have the Hungarian Gallagher at home. We don't need to buy more athletic players. You know, I think we need to buy a specialist more like. I think we need to buy a specialist defensive player or a specialist passer. You know, I don't think it would be really an upgrade to sign anything, you know, like just an athletic, like Elliot Anderson as an example. I don't think signing Elliot Anderson at Liverpool would help us. It wouldn't. We need a player that's like either a specialist passer or a player that's a specialist playmaker or a player that's specialist like this. I would take Bouaddi. I think Bouaddi has the capabilities and like the potential to be one of them like elite players, you know, and you know he has that capability. He's basically like a Gravenberg that can pass, you know. So I would take him. I know we've been linked to Mecca as well. Big up to Haz. Have been linked to Mecca as well. So I think that would be a very good signing for us too. So yeah, I think those two players for me I like. And we need to start to upgrade because there's too much work to be done. And I like Iraola. I'm one of the Liverpool fans, and people in the chat will vouch. I'm one of the Liverpool fans when they said, would you take Iraola? I said yes. I'm one of the Liverpool fans when they said, who would you replace Arne Slot with? I said Iraola. But he has so much work cut out for him. He has simply so much work cut out for him and in Iraola. So much work cut out for him. So much, bro. Like the guy has to come in now. He has to unmess up Slot's mess ups. He has to unmess up the training regime. He has to unmess up the way that the squad is. He has to unmess up the team. He has to unmess up the midfield, unmess up the forward line. So much mess in this squad right now. There's just such a massive gaping mess in this team, you know, and that's a problem. So he has so much to fix already. And that's why I want to get the players in as quick as possible. You know, someone said Diomande is the World Cup. Habibi, Ivory Coast are not going to get to the semi-final. Yani, khalas, next round, they're going to get eliminated. Just get this shit ready. Elliot Anderson is currently with the England team. He signed for Man City. Being at the World Cup is not an excuse. You have to get the transfers going. Now, if you intend on signing Barcola and Diomande, I would recommend we sign Diomande first. And because if we sign Barcola first, that means that PSG would get Diomande as the replacement, which is counterproductive. So if you intend on signing both of them, then you have to start with signing Diomande, get him over the line. And I see the people, you know, going like, oh, Diomande is this, Diomande is that. Yeah, you spent the whole season complaining about dribblers and our wingers don't dribble, and our wingers don't dribble, and our wingers don't dribble. You've spent the whole season saying this. Habibi, Yan Diomande is a dribbler. If there is one thing Yan Diomande is, he's a dribbler. His stats are crazy for an under 21 player, you know? Crazy stats. I look at the midfield, you know, the likes of Sangare, I think would be a good player. The likes of Lamine Kamara, I think would be a good player. I look at the right back position. I think Coyote would be a disaster. I think signing Coyote is a disaster. I think Coyote is such a lacking technically player, and they want 70 million for him. I think Coyote is dog shit. I'm gonna be so honest. I think Coyote is absolutely dog shit. I think the player I would take at Liverpool for the right back is either Pedro Porro or Jed Spence as a backup. Coyote is so trash. Imagine signing someone for long throws. Could never be my club. You notice, City fans, how I call out my club as well? If I think the signing is trash, you see? I'm not one of them ones like you frauds. You know, as soon as you're linked to Elliot Anderson, all of a sudden he's good. The funny part is when Elliot Anderson was linked to Man United, all the City fans in the chat are like, oh, Man United, they're going to overpay English tax. And then they paid 116. Anyway. I think Pedro Porro, Jed Spence, someone of that caliber. I would not take Coyote at all. I think we need a player that is much better technically. Much better technically than Coyote. Coyote is trash, you guys. Coyote is so shit. So shit. So shit. You know? So while Connor Bradley is out, go get Jed Spence. We need a center back as well. I don't know who I would get for the center back because the center back market stinks. The center back market absolutely stinks. How long you want the timeout, Fonzie? The center back market absolutely stinks. Midfielder, I think it's a bit easier. Sangare, Kamara. Maybe a defensive presence would be good. Forward line, actually, probably forward line is where we're going to spend the most money. Forward line is actually where we're going to spend the most money. That's the thing. Forward line is actually where we're going to spend the most money. And I think that's the key here. Forward line is where we're going to spend the most money, in my opinion. Now, before I go, because obviously the Copish stream is in like 5 minutes. Backup striker. What are we saying on backup striker, boys? What are we saying on backup striker? Who's the backup striker Liverpool should sign? Who should we get for backup striker? Who's the player that we should get? I agree with this. I think Ivan Toney is a fantastic shout. I think Ivan Toney is a fantastic shout. I think Ivan Toney is a fantastic shout. I think he's a very good player, Ivan Toney. And he's a Liverpool fan. That's also true. So he would fight for the badge. I think he's a fantastic player, Ivan Toney. You disappeared yesterday, eh? What was the super chat you sent again? 1610. 51 stripes and 13 stars. We don't give a F who you are. On your head top. On your head top. Get ready to be eliminated next round by Bosnia. Hold that, buddy. Hold that. Mateta. Yeah, low-key, I wouldn't be that mad if we signed Mateta, man. I really wouldn't be that mad if we signed Mateta. I actually wouldn't mind it. I really wouldn't mind it if we signed Mateta. I think Mateta is a fine player. No, Tony would have to take a pay cut coming to Liverpool. No one's going to pay him money like the Saudi League. No one. He knows this as well. Mateta is actually a great shout. I agree with this. Mateta is actually a great shout. I think he's a good backup player. Good backup player. Solid. Carabao Cup, FA Cup, stuff like this. I think he'd be solid. Anyway, listen, guys. I'm going to send you guys over to Copish. Every single one of you, please go comment Hussam Raid in their live chat. Love you all. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Let me see if anyone follows me on Instagram. I'm going to shout them out. Shout out to Abhishek for following me. Thank you. DJ Sab, thank you for following me as well. Everyone who follows me on Instagram, big up to you, man. The link is in the pinned comment. The link is in the pinned comment for the Instagram, boys. You get me? Go follow me over there. I know I want to get to 4K followers. Hit the like button before you leave. Subscribe to the channel. Add me on Snapchat as well if you've got it, Hussam NFC. And don't forget to use code MHF for your next purchase on OK Jersey. This is where I got this shirt from. Instead of you paying £200 for a shirt, you can get one for 15 quid. Love you all and peace out.